Welcome to the latest New Haven Independent Vlog news summary direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my compost heap. Let's see what stories we're working on at this hour. I got a great deal for you. I got this brand new box fan. I'll sell it to you for 23 bucks. It would cost you 24 bucks to buy that fan at Walmart. And then I'm gonna turn around and resell it to the Board of Education in New Haven because they're paying $66.51 per fan. They just bought 650 of those fans with only a week and a half to go in the school year because their HVAC systems are so broken, and they got taken to the cleaners at a time when they're thinking of laying off teachers. Now, of course, the bigger story is we spent billions of dollars rebuilding our schools with new HVAC systems that are always breaking because we didn't spend any money to keep them up. My question is, what's the deal with Governor Ned Lamont? Now, he's a policy guy, and I'm sure he's aware of this newish book, Abundance, by Ezra Klein and Derek Thompson. It reflects a bipartisan consensus in America, and Ned's always about bipartisan, that we got to rethink zoning, outdated zoning, so we can build stuff again and deal with problems like our affordable housing crisis. Now, Ned was all over this. He told the legislatures, please pass our first big housing bill in a long time that's going to bring affordable housing to the suburbs. So the legislature passed a baby step first bill that might get some stuff built with incentives. Ned turned around and vetoed it last week, making up some reasons from the towns that'll never accept it under any circumstances because they exist to keep affordable housing out of their communities. Now, right before that, Ned had announced that he's probably going to run for re-election as governor. So obviously those things are put together. He doesn't want to piss off people at his base in the suburbs or the swing voters. But here's my question. Ned is in his 8th decade of life, and he's still clearly going strong in his mind. He's clearly got the energy. He wants to be governor for a 3rd term. But why does he want to be governor at that point in his life if he doesn't do even a little bit of a hard thing to address a real problem? Well, he is doing it at Union Station, New Haven. They're going to be putting shovels in the ground, they announced this week, in a little while, to build 2 16-story towers with a lot of affordable housing in it, and mixed housing and retail at Union Station by a surface lot there, which is called transit-oriented development, building near buses and trains where people would want to live and where it makes sense to densify housing, build a tax base, get some affordable housing. So that's a good job and that's abundant. Well, I got my bus pass ready so I can ride the city bus. If I lived in New York, I might not have to do that next year if the winner of last week's Democratic mayoral primary becomes the mayor and gets his ideas through. So Ram Amdani won an exciting upset victory in that primary, and one of his main planks was making bus rides free in New York, the way that rides on the Staten Island ferry are free, enabling more people, working people, to move around the city, everybody, more easily and have a lot of economic activity. People are freaking out about him winning or worrying it's going to be so horrible, but the city say, that's a crazy idea, free buses, you can't do that. Well, Alexandria, Virginia does it, Chapel Hill, North Carolina does it, Boston's starting to do it, and we did it during COVID. We had free buses for a year. It was great. It was easier for drivers. You know, a lot of people skip the fares anyway. Ned, if you want to do something not just for your wealthiest constituents to win re-election, at least in New Haven, let's make buses free again, because it's up to the state. And then if you make it just New Haven, then in those towns where you want to vote for the people who only want to have Tesla trucks driving around their towns can do that. Until next time, this is New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. And remember, always pick up and recycle your trash while we still can.